Hello and welcome to Level Die. My name is Nick, and today I'm joined by my good friend Quinton. And today we're going to be talking about Fable 2.
Hello, everybody.
So, Fable 2 is super fucking good. I played the first Fable like more times than I can count. I can only count to 10, so it was probably around that many times. But when I remember, because I was growing up in the Xbox days, like the original Xbox days, and they announced Fable 2, and I remember seeing like one of the first trailers, and one of the first things they showed was you being able to jump. What the fuck is that?
But
That was a fucking weird ass noise coming from you.
okay, I can't touch my mic at all of that.
Yeah, I would
Like I was
say.
trying to move it like slightly facing me. It didn't make any noise for me at
Dude,
all.
it
But
sounded fucking awful. It
Ooh,
sounded
sorry.
horrible. Yeah, all right. So I remember one of the first pieces of media they showed with Fable 2 was the ability to jump over fences. Like, it was just like a picture of a person jumping over a fence. And I was like, this changes everything. Because in Fable 1, when you start, you're like locked behind that gate and like
hmm
the town burns down. And I'm like, dude, if I could have jumped that gate, things would have been different. And it just, I don't know. That was back when I was like 12 years old or something. I mean, video games were still like super exciting for me. Like little things like that were just like, oh yeah, dude, Fable 2 is going to be fucking sick. So, and then also you could pick your gender. That was cool. I like that because you were
Yeah,
like a boy in the first one and you could only be a boy.
right. There were like a lot of parts in the first story where it was like, oh, this is like your little friend that's a girl, and she's gonna mention how you're a boy a lot. Uh,
Yeah, Farm Boy. Farm I don't know
yeah,
what her voice is. I think it's
it was
more
kind of like a
country.
sort of Mediterranean.
Yeah, I can't get it right, but she always calls you Farm Boy. And then, okay, did you? All right, we're probably never gonna do a Fable 1 episode, even though like I'd love to. Did you kill her?
Do you get the chance to? I know you fight her, but I
You
don't know if
can
you.
spare her or kill her in the arena.
Oh, right, I remember.
I always
Yeah,
killed her
I
because
have
she
done
was
both
such a
because I
dick
did
to
play
me.
Fable 1 twice, where I did an evil run through and then a good run through as well in that game.
Did you ever play TLC?
The Lost Chapters, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only one I played.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I count that as the first one because
Yeah, for
I
sure.
couldn't find the first one. They only released like the Lost Chapters once they made that. That was the
Yeah.
only one released.
I remember my uncle had like an original copy, and I would play that, and it would end when you beat Jack of Blades. And then I
hmm
remember TLC came out, and it was like, it doesn't even matter if you take the Sword of Aeons or not, because we're going to give you an even better sword after you kill Jack if you're a good guy. And I was like, ah, that's fucking bullshit. Like, you shouldn't get like an even better sword
Then the
for
sort of the
picking the
fucking
good guy. Like
yeah,
Sword of Aeons is supposed to be the strongest sword ever. That's like the lore or whatever. But like you you say no and then the game ends and your sister's alive and blah blah blah, but it's like in TLC it should have like not given you it and it should have just been like, well, that's what you get. You don't get a cool sword. You have to be a dick to get it. And I guess that can bring us into, let's just go for it, like the morality system that Fable is famous for. I would say it's like one of the most famous mechanics that Fable has. Was super cool for me.
right off the bat in Fable 2, it's just like you have the option of keeping the warrants, or you have the
Oh,
option of
dude,
destroying all of the guy's stock when the guy tells you he'll give you a gold piece to do
yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
You have the option to be good or evil, like
Right away.
immediately when you start playing the game.
I like that. But when they gave you that choice, I actually have this written down. Um, I hated it. They gave like the way that they presented me with the choice of the warrants. The evil character, the gang member, he goes, "Hey, I'll save you a trip up the street. I'll give you the money right here if you just give me the warrants." And I'm like, "Fuck, man! Like I want to be bad, but I don't want to be lazy even more." So like I just go no, and I just walk it up to the guy. Like if he would have convinced me in a different way, I would have given him to him. But he's like, "Hey, you're a lazy sack of shit. How about you just give him to me now?" I'm like, "Fuck, dude, come on. Like if sell me better. Don't disrespect me." So typically I would get the good Bowerstone. That actually affects the game. Did you notice that?
Right. That's another talking point I have listed is like the way time passes and changes.
Yeah.
Uh, if you turn those warrants in, like people do get arrested.
Yeah.
If you don't turn the warrants in, then it fucking turns the place
Into a
awful.
shithole.
Yeah, the place gets overrun by all these people that could have gotten arrested and had their warrants out for
And
arrest.
it's really cool. I remember
You
playing it for
stole
the
them
first
all.
time, and I'm like, holy shit. Well, because I think I did the good one first, and then I went back and I played it again, and I did the bad one because like, oh, I didn't give it to him this last time. Let's see what happens. It's probably nothing. And then you get to like chapter 2. Let's just say chapter 2 of the game, and then you go to Bowerstone, and it is a shithole. And I was like, holy fuck! Like my decisions really matter. Like holy shit! And it was really fucking great. Like it was just such like a great feeling.
Because that's the first person you see, regardless of whether you didn't turn them in or not, is that guard.
Hmm.
And he's just like, hey, I remember you. You caused all of this, whether it be good or
Oh
bad.
god, yeah. Because in the good one, he like takes you through a tour, and he's like, "Hey, man, when you gave me those warrants, we were able to clean up the streets." And then when you do and it looks beautiful. I mean, it's just so great. It's just everything's just gentrified and white and wonderful. And probably gonna have to cut that out. That sounded
Yeah, the
bad.
audio wouldn't pick up my face there.
Whatever. So, but when you do the bad one, it's still white. Okay, it's just like dirtier. It's all
little bit
like
shitty.
dark. I feel like it's constantly nighttime if you go to Old Bowerstone when you do the bad one. Like it's just
Yeah.
dark all the time. There's no sunlight. It's filthy.
Like all the
And-
buildings are somehow like so tall they're blocking
Yeah,
out the sun.
like it blocks the sun out, and it's so weird. It's like you really, in that moment, feel the impact of your choices, and that was like, I don't know. I think the only moment in Fable that I felt that was actually Fable 1 had some really great moral choices. I can't really recall like a lot of like big, hey, pick one of these moments in Fable 2. Do you remember any? Because I honestly can't.
What, in Fable 2 as in moral choices?
Yeah, like big ones where it's like kill your sister, don't kill your sister. Kill Whisper, don't kill Whisper. Like, were there moments like that? Because I honestly can't recall like major moments like that in the story where they said, you're going to pick something and we're going to see what kind of person you are.
Yeah, I think it mostly happened with like side quests and things like that. Because you have to get all three of the heroes
Right.
so that it like you don't really get a choice on what happens there. You do get to like choose to kill people in the Spire while you're in there.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Yeah.
you can choose to either open the cages or things like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you want to be a dick right now?
Mhm.
And then you can choose to.
I liked, okay, so you talked about two things. So the three heroes thing, I hated that. I did not like most of the heroes.
Oh
that
man,
you
I
had
like
to-
that the whole thing.
Really?
That was the whole point of the game.
I know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Hammer was cool. She was a
Dude,
good
literally,
designed
like
character.
I hated Hammer the most.
I think I didn't like the Will character the most.
Dude, I like the Will character the most. What the fuck
The
is going
fucking
on?
stupid professor.
I liked him. I like the Guile guy. He was cool. He was just like
Reaver,
the
yeah.
thief. Yeah, I mean, how can you not like that kind of
He was
character?
definitely the best. But Hammer was a cool fucking Hammer lady. I mean, they
Maybe I just didn't like her
certainly are
design.
okay with. Well, they certainly are okay with having multiple different body types in the game, and aren't shy of having fucking everyone represented.
Yeah,
But
she's
she was a
huge.
thick
She's like an
girl.
eight
She's a
foot
thick
tall
girl.
brick shithouse woman. And
She wields the biggest fucking hammer in the world.
yeah. And in this game, your character can also become a fat sack of shit, which I love. Like if you eat too much fatty foods like pie, you just like get fat. And that was something I always liked.
See,
In
that's what I
everything.
didn't like, is because all of the food had dumb fucking morality to it. Like, why am I good for eating celery
Yeah,
over fucking
carrots.
pie?
Carrots were the
Yeah.
best things that you could eat. Puny carrots. That was the best item
But
you could eat in
like,
the game.
I don't want to get fat and be good. Like, you couldn't be good and skinny, or no, you if you were good, you had to be skinny. If you were fat, you were evil basically, because all
Hmm.
the fatty foods were evil foods too.
Like
Like if you ate
chickens were
if you ate
evil.
pie, yeah, it gave you
Yeah.
like plus to evil because it's like gluttony. Um,
Really? I don't think I noticed that. I just remember
yeah,
like
there was a
I
lot of
remember like
morality on the food that I didn't like.
I remember getting like super fat halfway through every playthrough and then like having to buy puny carrots, which are the only item in the game that give you weight loss,
Hmm.
and just eating a
Oh,
fuck ton of
celery did
those.
too.
Celery does too.
Yeah,
Well, there you
there
go.
was a couple that did, but like you had to travel back and forth from like Bowerstone to another town to
Yeah,
whoever had
dude.
like fresh fruit
Like
and
it was
veggie,
retarded.
the veggie stand.
Yeah, but I love that. Like it really
Trading
felt
made a lot of money, like
yeah.
traveling around and buying and trading, and
Oh
their
yeah.
stocks were always changing.
The markets were super fun. Like if you didn't just
Their inventories
immediately
were always
break the
fluid,
game by like I don't know,
buying all the houses.
yeah,
Yeah.
buying all the houses, it was fun to play fucking Trader Man and run around and like, cuz it'll tell you on the world map. It'll say like they're missing celery and carrots in fucking Bowerstone and you're like, "Oh, okay,
And
I know a
they're
place
worth
that
more
has them."
money. Yeah.
And you're like, "I'm going to go buy like everything that this place has," and then
There was an item there was a couple I think that were just straight shipping items. That was the only purpose, and
it was only for trade.
it was only to buy and trade, like crates and things like that.
Yeah, like
You
furniture was
couldn't do
kind of
anything
like
else
that.
with
You
them.
could do furniture. I like that you could buy and sell. Like, okay, so one of the best things for me about Fable 2 was the amount of customization that the game had. You could dye every single piece of clothing in any color ever thought of. You could have a full pink suit. Men could wear dresses, which was funny, and then like the characters in the game would make fun of you, like, "Oh, you're wearing a dress and you're a man. Like, what's up with that?" And it's just you like it really put you in the game with stuff like that.
Yeah, I really liked that the clothes weren't statted. They were, but like it was like how good you look. Like, oh, this is a very
Yeah,
good looking suit, so it's
right.
plus to attractiveness. But they weren't stats to the clothes as in defense. So
Because they
it's
explained it
like,
away
oh,
in the lore.
I found this fucking this suit of armor, and now it's the best thing I own, and it's what I have to wear basically.
Yeah,
Because
that's how Fable 1 was.
but this wasn't like that because you can find whatever clothing you want and put on whatever clothing you want. It really didn't matter.
Right.
Your stats were all
Based on your leveling
strength,
up,
yeah, your strength, will, and skill stats, and that was
which
it.
I liked. And
Yeah,
and they
I love
explained it away in like one of the hilarious, excuse me, one of the hilarious loading screens, because like the loading screens in this game have like quips from people in the world, and I can't really recall any right now. But they were very funny. Like it was just like person overheard an Albion like, oh fucking, why do we always kick chickens? And it's just like, oh man, like I kick the fuck out of chickens, and it just like puts you deeper in. But like one of the things they said was like, with the advent of firearms and crossbows, armor doesn't matter anymore. So just wear whatever you want. And I really like that because it was like, I always want to play fashion in these games anyway because that's your avatar and you want him to look like the way you want him to look.
Yeah, you talked about the loading screens, but you've talked about the books and loading screens and, just character interaction, all the just little comedy in the game.
The game's hilarious.
If you go and read Gravestones, it'll talk about how the guy died, and it'll just be hilarious. I spent an hour reading every single gravestone.
Hell yeah. There was a gravestone I always remember, and it was like, life isn't a race, but I finished first. And it's just like a gravestone of a dead dude. I'm just like, fucking A, dude. Like, got a chuckle out of me. Like, I mean, this game is a funny game. It's not a serious... I mean, it has serious moments, but it is... I honestly believe it's like a Monty Python romp.
Yeah, it's a comedy game. The first one was as well.
Yeah, I mean, the first one had like really serious
The first
moments.
One got a lot of serious, and they were trying not to get away with it. But I'd make the comparison, like, the progression Saints Row made. Like the first one was kind
Evil
of
Dead
funny,
Syndrome.
wasn't that funny. Then the second one was like, oh, people like that funny. Then the third one, you were a fucking toilet who could fucking The progression was just a little silly, but Fable 2 was the perfect
I think it was the perfect balance.
The perfect balance of it as well, because you could like go through it without even paying attention to all those little jokes that you wanted to, and just paying attention to the Spire story and things like that.
Well, but it also had this really great system of emotes. So in the first one, you had like every time you leveled up, basically in renown, which is like how famous you are, they would give you new interactions you could do with people, and then how evil or how good you were unlocked the same thing. In this game, it had the same sort of thing, but you could like charge them up, and they became like a mini game, and it was super fun to like go into like a crowded town square and like do the fart emote, and then like rip a huge fart in front of like 30 people, and everyone's just like, "Ugh, gross." And then like and then you watch all the little bubbles over people's heads go, "Oh, this person hated that. This person thinks you're disgusting. This person loved that. This person thinks you're an asshole." Blah 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 of like 30 fucking people, and I would just do that all day.
Hilarious.
And then in this game they introduced a companion, and that companion was your dog. Like this, just the best fucking video game dog ever. And you could train it. So you could train it to be a treasure hunter. You could train it to do tricks. You could train it to do combat. You could train it to do, I think, like one other thing or two other things that I can't remember.
The dog was just all right.
How dare you?
He was pretty annoying.
How
he barked.
Fucking
you couldn't go
dare you?
In a new area, you couldn't go 10 feet without him barking.
Oh, you're
it's
an
just
asshole.
put it in a hidden
I
chest
cannot
somewhere.
believe
Don't make
you're
me
fucking...
dig with it.
Oh.
Don't make me have him follow. Like, don't make me follow the barks to a dig spot and dig it up.
Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. I was about to get into this. Oh, you're an asshole. My favorite thing was the dog barking, and then I'm going, oh, fuck yeah. My dog just found more treasure. And I just dig it up. Condoms. sweet. And then like just move on, you know? And he just like the more you train him, the more good shit he finds.
But it's never good, and it's
Fuck
like
off. He'll find the treasure chest for you. That's bullshit because he will find the area treasure chests for you that are hidden. 100%. Like that's like level 2. And he will like proximity find the treasure chests, and that was super helpful. So don't even start.
you can spot them before him a lot. If it's one of the
Fuck
ones
you.
that are like
Fuck
covered
you.
in
Not
grass,
the hidden ones.
that are the ones that are covered in grass.
I
are supposed
couldn't.
to be
I could
hidden.
never find those. I could never
He
fucking
doesn't
find those
detect
ones.
them that quick. And like him as a combat dog, I was like, ooh, you can teach him fight. You can teach him fighting, and then teach him attacks. All you're doing is having to spend more on dog potions to bring him back to life. After he's limping and
you're
whining
a
'cause he got
bad
his ass
owner
kicked.
because my dog never died and he never got hurt because we worked together as a perfect synchronous team of winning. So, fuck you. Okay, but what? Fuck you. But what I was trying to get at was you can actually teach your dog the emotes that you do, and then he'll do the emotes with you. Like if you do the fart, he'll cover his nose. And that was always something that I loved because I loved the emote system. I just loved doing the emotes. It was so much fun to me. And because I love
you can do
all...
like play dead, and he'll play dead with you.
Yeah. If you, oh fuck, what was the play dead one? I think it was like, shit, I can't remember what the emote was that would make him play dead. Something
There was play
like
dead.
No,
there was a play dead where you'd like pretend to choke.
No, if you did like the growl at people, the dog would play dead too. Along with that, I think something like that.
It was there's a play dead emote you unlock.
Really?
Yeah, and people hate it because you're faking your death. Like you pretend to die.
What? I don't remember.
And then your dog does it too.
Really? That sounds awesome.
Well, the dog
great.
doing the emotes with you have to do it with a book.
Yeah, you
have to
you find a book and then you use it, and then it gives the dog the ability to do whatever, which I liked. This game had a lot going on. Dude, there were furniture stores so that if you bought a house, you could go into that house and customize every single piece of furniture in that house. And then you could resell it or rent it for a higher profit. This game had a lot going on. It was like the little things that sunk you in to Fable 2. And I think one of the biggest things for me was the jobs. You had to do jobs if you wanted money. And they were basically just like this bar, and you sort of try and like get it in the green. It was very simple. I wish they would have expanded it. There's this game
almost all of them were hitting a white circle in a green bar at the right time.
Yeah, that was
and it was just a different shaped bar some of the time.
Yeah. There was this fucking game though for DS. Fuck. And it was basically, son of a bitch, I can't remember the fucking name of this game right now. It was this DS game, and the whole game was basically like you pick a life, like a fisherman or baker, and you do like mini games. Like one of them is like mash B, one of them is like time the A presses, one of them is like spin the joystick. And I wish they would have done more for the mini games. Like vary them up a little bit more. Even though like I got addicted to them and I'd play them a ton, I really wish like I think Playground Games, the dudes who are making Forza and Forza Horizon, they're going to be making a new Fable game. They're going to be the ones that are going to make it. And I'm hoping that they make the job mini games more involved. So, shout out to Playground Games. If by the grace of God you hear this podcast, give me a review copy of fucking Fable 4, please. Please.
There's a couple games I'm missing. I know they did. like a
What was your
Connect game
favorite
or
job?
something. I did the blacksmithing most of the time.
Yeah, I did
That was
that.
probably the easiest to make money.
Oh, it
Um,
was the most profitable for
wood
sure.
chopping didn't make a lot of
Dude,
money.
it was
Uh,
well. The thing is if you hit the multiplier,
the
it made
multiplier,
almost
yeah,
3 times the amount of money of fucking blacksmithing. But you had to get to the point where it was making that money. So like
it
it
was
took a little bit longer.
really,
It was more of
really
a build
tedious
up.
getting there. Yeah,
It was like
but
it took 10 minutes to get to the point we were making triple the fucking money of blacksmithing. And I only
mhm,
found that out like on my 5th playthrough. I was like, dude, wood chopping is bullshit. Fucking blacksmithing is the way to go. But I was like, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see what's up with it. And I spent like an hour and a half doing it because it's just enjoyable. I don't know. I can just get lost in these like super simple mini games, and I was just raking in cash. Like I could not spend the amount of money that I was making on wood chopping. It was wild.
yeah, bartending was fun too, but it just wasn't available all the time. There's a
No.
couple places where it
Yeah.
happened, Bowerstone and then the
Bowerstone and
arena
Oakville.
place, and it wasn't open all the time.
No, it was like every 30 fucking days it would be available, and I would just like,
But
bam, I'm
blacksmithing's
going for it.
always there in Bowerstone,
Yeah,
always.
always. I really, excuse my mic movement, I really want this game to be more like the game I was referring to earlier. What the new one I'm saying, like where you can like just really follow a plot line, like a plot line. I wish they would have expanded. Like if you do the bartending job, it gives you like a small side quest plot line that you can follow, and it would literally just suck you in. You would just be like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm a fucking bartender for the next 8 fucking hours," and then you'd complete it and you'd like move on, but you have like that memory of the bartending side quest storyline. You know, how do you feel about that? I mean, that's what I want.
Yeah, Oblivion kind of had something like that. If your skill was high enough in a certain area, you'd
What do you
get,
mean?
well, if you had like 90 skill in a certain area, you'd start unlocking the master quest for that skill.
Really?
So yeah, in Oblivion there'd be a master um, fist guy,
Yeah.
unarmed,
Uh
and you
huh.
can get
Yeah.
like you can do the quest. It's like one tiny little thing for him.
Really?
Unlock training to the advanced level.
Huh. I didn't know that. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you spend time, like, I love just doing the blacksmithing. If they would have been like, if the guy would have been like, hey, man, thanks for all your hard work. There's
Here's a
this
job
dude
for
I
you that I got to do.
know, and he'll train you to make even better swords because you're really good at this. Why don't you go and meet him? And I'd be like, what? Let's go talk to this guy. And I think that that would have been an element of the game. I mean, obviously it was the 360. There was way more than Fable 1. The game's not perfect, but like looking back, that's something that I would want out of like the experience of Fable 2.
Right. I mean, that would have been fun. But
I
there's
would
already a lot of fucking side quests in the game.
There were. I mean, it was basically like Skyrim's thing where like it just generated quests, wasn't it? Like it was like a trader
There
just
were,
like, hey, I need you to
yeah, you
fucking
can
go
do
get a thing.
bounties for people. There were bounties to like slay a troll or whatever.
Or go
Um,
dig up something, or go grab me a pie. It was also well, at least in Fable 3, you had those friendship quests. So like every time you got someone to a certain level of friendship, they'd be like, "Hey, go do a mission for me." And it was just like a fetch quest, and you just go knock it out in fucking 2 minutes and just give them the present or whatever, and then you would move on. But like it was just like it's just like one of those ways of creating content.
I don't remember that too much like deliveries, but I do remember if you're good, bounties would show up, like take out this raider camp or whatever.
Or if you're
And
bad,
if you were
assassinate this
bad, it was
person.
a assassination quest. Yeah, it would show
Yeah,
up.
which I
It had
liked.
those, but that wasn't really, it wouldn't keep the game alive the whole time. It was like an extra source of income.
Yeah, it was just
It
like
would
a fun thing to do occasionally.
it would 100% like flood you with new quests anytime you entered a new area. Though it would be like there's a million people who want something from you right now. I
Hey,
know
you're
you just
hella
got here,
famous, dude. Hella people want to talk to you.
but now that you've just got to this area, there's a lot of people that want to do something.
So I liked one of the things that Fable 1 had a black and white, good and evil morality system. In Fable 2, they expanded on it where you're good and evil, you're liked and disliked, and I think you're beautiful and ugly. Was it those three?
Attractive, yeah, you could be attractive and everything. I think attractiveness was a stat in the first one though too.
I think
'Cause
so.
you can get haircuts and things. You can get a nice haircut and you can get tattoos that
Yeah,
are like
yeah,
scary
definitely.
or
There
not
was like
scary.
super ugly haircuts.
I don't know what the opposite of scary was, but you could be that too.
Scary. It was
You could
just-
be like frightening to people.
Yeah, you people would. Oh, dude, that happens. Oh man, like when you look hella, like when you have hella tattoos, hella fucked up hair. You walk into a town and people literally just go, ah, and they just run away from you, like everybody. And if that's what you want, that's one of the things Fable can give you. Like, I want to be super scary and ugly, and I want people to run away from me. And you can just deck yourself out in fucking it was like in Fable 1, it was like scary armor, scary haircuts, and tattoos. And if you walked into a town, everybody would just immediately run away from you.
Yeah, you'd see a minus sign over everybody's head that they instantly kind of dislike you for just looking the way you do.
Yeah, they're just like, oh god, this guy's evil.
And that was helpful if you're playing an evil character, is because you didn't really need to do a lot of work.
No.
And it was helpful if you wanted to befriend everybody too. You could just dress really nicely. You could put on that like the bright,
marry
shiny
everyone.
Armor. Yeah, and you walk into the town and everyone's like, "Hey, that guy's good looking."
Handsome.
And you see everybody's
so handsome.
Everybody's got
I want to
instant
marry
plus on their
him
head.
right now. So that's something. In Fable, you can get married and have kids. I think in 2 they added kids. Am I correct? Or is it 3?
You can have kids in 2.
You can have kids in 2. Boom. So that was like, oh god.
You can find gifts for them too. Like you could find a toy sword and bring it back to your kids and give it to them.
Or a teddy bear or chocolates, and your kids would like occasionally they would like something would pop up over their head, and if you interact with them, they'll be like, "Hey, I want a teddy bear," and you're like, "Oh, okay," and you just like go down to the gift shop and get them a teddy bear, and you hand them the teddy bear, and like their love for you goes up. Sadly, they never grow up into people, which would have been fucking awesome. They always just like stay kids, even though if you look at your age in the game, like you're like 95 years old.
Yeah, you could have kids before you go to the Spire and get arrested for years.
15 years. 15 years.
Kids. Still, all your kids are still kids.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously that's a thing.
They're very good about time passing in games and showing it. Like you can come back to the arena after that, and it's like a bustling town now that you invested in.
Oh yeah.
Like they're very good about that.
That fucking
but,
that was a side
your kids
quest.
are still kids.
That fucking side quest where the dude's like,
where your guy's like, "Hey, give me money.
$200,000, and I'm gonna make this town fucking sick." And you're like, "Huh? All right, I'm gonna do it." And then it only triggers after you hit that point in the story and you come back and there's like trade caravans. It's all fucking decked out in like super fancy rich people shit. That blew my fucking mind. That was fucking awesome. That was like I think honestly the side quests were more important for like putting you into the game with your choices. Mm-hmm. There weren't very many big moral choices.
The side quests were
that was where you chose.
There wasn't actually a lot in the story. I can remember all of the story missions basically.
Me too. Yeah. It was just like, go find this guy.
Find this hero, find this hero, find this hero, Spire.
and
and then
then find the
or no,
bad guy
find this
and
hero,
fight
find
him.
this hero, Spire. Then the
Find
hero
this
finds
hero.
you,
Yeah.
and then that's
And
the end of the game. You got all three, and then go fucking fight the big bad guy.
so the big, I don't want to. God, I don't want to do the end of the game right now because it's like,
Well, you didn't need to. I got a lot of other stuff to talk
well,
about.
look, go. Hey, hit me up with some of your shit because all I have is like dog shit, like actual dog related notes because, and you hate the dogs, so let's just. Oh, let's talk about the combat. Let me just check that
It was
little
really
check
good
mark.
fucking addition of, pistols and things like that. A lot more magic in the game.
What they
Just
did was
a lot more fluid to switch between them.
super fluid. In the first one, it was like select a spell, use the spell, select a sword, use the sword, so forth. In Fable 2, each style of combat was mapped to one button. X was swords, Y was ranged, and B was magic. A was blocking and rolling around. So, like, literally an almost perfect combat system, just like for what it was. And you could just switch instantly. Like, you could shank a dude twice and then switch to a pistol, shoot his friend, and then spam an area magic attack. Like, it was so fun to get in combat in Fable 2. It was fucking awesome.
Especially against like a big crowd of enemies where you're able to chain things together.
Yeah, and then like
My
if
favorite
you
was starting off with small time stop and then charging it up a little bit while this time slowed not that much.
Yeah.
And then I would charge about the third level, and then you can do the zoom snipe on people,
Oh yeah.
and that was a
I
lot of fun.
loved that was like level 3 of shooting was like you could or no,
It was
that was
pretty
level
high up
2.
there on the
Level
accuracy
3
level up.
level 3 was you could pick a body part and shoot it. So level 2 was the zoom in. So yeah. Oh,
Yeah, they give you that pretty early because you needed it for the gargoyles.
you did. Dude. You're reminding me of the fucking gargoyles. There are a
And
lot of those
the
motherfuckers.
talking shit
Dude,
gargoyles.
like, hey, your aim
Hey, I
is
bet your
shit.
aim's pretty fucking shit.
It's like, where the fuck are you? So there was this
Hey, where's your
optional
mother?
thing you could do in Fable 2 where you could hunt down these statues. And they were gargoyles, and they would talk shit at you if you were in proximity. So if you were within, let's say 30 feet of a gargoyle, it'd be like, hey, ugly, I touched your mom last night. And you're just like, what the fuck? And you're like looking around, you're like, where would you be hiding? And like, dude, some are hidden on the top of fucking roofs, like deep. Like, and you gotta look and you gotta find them. Some are like under bridges, above doors, and they talking shit to you the whole time. And you honestly have to stop and go, where is this motherfucker? I'm gonna fucking shoot your ass. And then you shoot him, they just go, blah! And then like you add, like you have to, I think it's like 50 of them. You have to kill all 50. I never did that side quest.
Every 10 you get a reward, though.
I did kill 20, I'm pretty sure. You get a pretty good reward too. Like a lot of shit. It's a good shit. I like that. But oh god. And they had the demon doors. Let's talk about the demon doors. Dude, I love the demon doors.
Oh, yeah. Eat yourself large.
So tell us what the demon doors are, Quinton.
So, demon doors were a few scattered. I think there were 10. They're talking doors that were scattered throughout the game that would give you a task that you had to complete before they would open up and give you something special inside. There was typically like an area inside that was themed to whatever the door was talking about.
Yeah, and they weren't just like wooden
it wasn't
doors.
Normally they weren't like a simple task. Some of them like you couldn't do because you were a good character.
Yeah,
and you couldn't viciously murder somebody in front of him.
One of them that I remember was kick 10 chickens into his mouth. So you
Yeah, he
had
wanted
to
to eat
like,
a
he was
chicken.
just, so the doors are like this giant wall with like a face on it, and then it comes alive and it goes like, and it gives you like a riddle, and you have to kind of like figure the riddle out, and then if you figure it out, it will let you inside of it. And like that was like, my favorite one was definitely the chicken one, where it's like I'm
It was
so
just
hungry.
it was one chicken, or you could feed him a crunchy chicken too. That would have
Oh
worked.
really?
Yeah,
Well, that was
but
my favorite
he would
one.
open with one chicken. Oh, I forgot what he says though, but it was pretty damn hilarious of him
Yeah,
wanting to
he's
just
in the
munch that chicken.
graveyard of Bowerstone, if I
He
remember
was like
right.
mad at them for just being chickens
Just mad at chickens for being chickens.
because they were right in front of him.
Yeah, they were walking around in front of him, and you had to like kick the chickens into his mouth, and he would like crunch it, and they would like turn into feathers and like blood and shit. And then he'd go, delicious, and then just like open up. I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. And they were actually like, some of them were like really hard to figure out, and you had to honestly like use your brain, and they were just like another like fun thing you could do. I think if you completed this story, you would basically meet every demon door if you just like explored the area of every level that you progress through in the game.
I think
And then
there
you
was
had to
only
like,
one of them you had to own the property. It was,
oh, I think I remember that one. Yeah. Like it
but
was like
most
a
of them you just
mansion, and
walking
then
around
in the
and watch them.
backyard of the mansion is the demon door. I think I remember that.
Yeah, like the Brightwood Mansion or something.
Oh man, what was your favorite location? What was like where you would? Okay, I'm autistic, so
The
I would.
port city that Reaver was in, Bloodstone. Bloodstone was really nice. Like it was
Bloodstone
just a shady
fucking
pirate town.
rules. Bloodstone fucking rules. Oh, I fucking love Bloodstone. Fuck.
They had the opposite
Hookers.
version of the pub game.
Hookers, man. Hookers. I fucked a lot of hookers in Bloodstone. A lot of hookers. But yeah, they had it was Spinnerbot. Was it Spinner? No, it was
Well, they had Keystone, but it was Bloodstone.
Bloodstone. It was the opposite, where if you
You're betting
pick the
against
right
the guy.
thing, yeah, you bet against it. Did it pay more, or was it just like a different? It was
I don't
just
remember. I
different.
think it was a little bit easier to pay out.
Yeah,
Like for the
'cause-
odds, it was easier.
yeah. Okay, we're in it. Let's talk about
Pub
the
games,
fucking
hell yeah, let's go.
sweet ass gambling games that fucking
Keystone,
Fable 2
Fortune's
had.
Tower, Spinnerbox.
My favorite was Fortune's Tower. I used to get high as fuck and play Fortune's Tower for 4 hours a day. I mean, just
Well,
Fortune's
card games
Tower.
and games are super fun. Like I played a lot of Caravan in New Vegas,
I know you
Um,
fucking did. I know you
and
did.
Fortune's Tower is like a little bit simple, but it's super fun.
Oh god, and the payout,
There is
like it's like
strategy to it.
if you fuck up, you lose a little bit of money, but it's like it's so rewarding to just
It's a
like,
gambling game, so there's
Yeah.
odds, but you can be good at it.
you can. It is strategic. That's why I wish they would offer it at like casinos. I would fucking play the fuck out of it. So
Keystone was kind of strategic as well, but you were just guessing on.
Keystone, how would you do? It's like roulette, right? Keystone is like roulette.
You're rolling dice like
Mhm.
Yahtzee, kind of, and it's going
Mhm.
to give you a number. And if that number is hit, that block falls. And it's like a bridge built in an arc, and you're trying
Right.
to
And if
get
you
it to
hit the
fall on-
keystone, it automatically loses.
Mhm.
How did that game work?
If you got the right numbers, then if you bet on that keystone, you got the money.
Oh,
And
God.
that's why Bloodstone was
I played a
easier.
lot of- I played a
You're
lot
betting
of Keystone.
against it.
I played a
You're
lot of
saying
Keystone.
it's not going to land on 15.
Right.
And you got way more money. But in regular Keystone, you were just betting on 15.
Mm-hmm. And then there was Spinnerbox, which is just slots.
Just
Spinnerbox
roulette, yeah.
was literally slots.
Or not
And
roulette, sorry, just slots. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you, honestly, one of the funny things is if you find it later in the game, there's actually certain game, what would you call it, like game masters. So like you had to talk to a person and you get to play their game and their game.
I would 100% say the biggest payout I ever had was Spinner Box.
Really?
Playing the one that has like all 5
That's what I was
unlocked.
gonna say. I was just gonna say that.
So you start out at the bars that have the cheap Spinner Box that only has like 3.
Dude, that's what I was just. That's where
3
I
of
was
the
going. So yeah.
But it'll open all the way up to 5.
Oh God, yeah, baby.
And then you have a chance to get 5 slots in a row.
Oh my God, I think honestly, Spinner Box is probably my highest payout of all time too.
Right, because you could just fucking spam it, and then it just
eventually you'd get something. Eventually. Yeah, and it was just fun. I mean, you would just sit there. I think for me, Fortune's Tower is my favorite because it was a little bit more involved, and it was like, I don't know, I felt like it was less luck based than Spinner Box and what the fuck was that other one called? Keystone. I feel like it was like less luck based because it was like rolling a dice or spinning a random thing.
Right, it was like slot machine or fucking Yahtzee.
Yeah, and in Fortune's Tower was like one single 52 card deck, and like that's what I like. I like 52 card deck, blackjack, and a 52 card deck like Texas Hold'em. So playing Fortune's Tower, it really felt like every single choice I made in that game affected the outcome of how much money I got, and right. I loved it. I just,
have you played
Fortune's Tower? Loved it.
How it plays yet?
I would honestly, dude, if you look up like on Google right now, you just go Fortune's Tower. You can play a game online of Fortune's Tower, and I used to fucking do that because it was just like when I couldn't play Fable and I wanted Fortune's Tower because it was the first time I ever heard of Fortune's Tower, and nobody's ever heard of Fortune's Tower unless they fucking played Fable.
It's above the wiki. So the wiki page for Fortune's Tower is the second page on Google. The play it online as a flash game is the first one.
Exactly. So it's like you play Fable 2 and then you go, fuck, this is the best gambling game I've ever played in my entire life. And then you play it online because you're addicted and you don't want to play Fable. And I just, oh God, I just fucking loved it. There was so many little side activities in Fable that occupied my time. I mean, I could just go on and run around and just dick off and just have a great time. One of the things they had in Fable 2 was those little orbs that would just like float around in towns or even in just like world maps that were literally physical people playing the game right then. So they obviously
I never had it hooked up to online. I never saw that.
I did. I fucking did, and it was
That's pretty
awesome.
Cool.
So like it's
like seeing ghosts in Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's even better than that though because it's not a recording, it's their live movement. You could track the ball around a town because that's what they're doing right then. And it like blew my fucking mind. And then like if you clicked on their orb, it would bring up their gamer card. And you could like, or not even just their gamer card, just like their Fable gamer card. And it's like, hey, do you want to trade supplies, or do you want to like give this person money, or do you want to? I'm pretty sure there was multiplayer, so it was like, hey, do you want to invite this person into your game, and they'll like show up as a character. And then you two can run around and do missions together. It was fucking awesome. And when I played, like, I think like 2 years ago was the last time I played, there were still people running around. You could still see the orbs. Like, it's not recorded data, as far as I understand. It's live people playing the game. And you can interact with them.
I 100% believe that, especially that it'll still be populated. I think last time I played it was not even that long ago, just a couple years when you lent it to me.
When I what to you?
You lent me your Xbox and I
Oh
played it.
yeah,
That was the last time I played it, which is not that long ago.
yeah. Dude. Well, the thing is it's backwards compat on Xbox One right now. So a lot of people who maybe missed it or just like want to play a free game, because I think all of the Fable games are free on Game Pass right now on Xbox. So if you want to play 1, 2, or 3, $10 a month, you can just play the whole fucking game. And that's fucking awesome. So I think like when Game Pass was initiated, it really like people were like, oh shit, I never played Fable 2. I'm gonna fucking give it a shot. And then like I played it on my 360 because that's where I own it for, and I just saw orbs. It's so weird. Like it's honestly like, dude, people love Fable to this day. I actually follow the Fable subreddit, and there was this dude like posting lore for every type of race of creature in the game, like huge paragraph, like essays about like the lore that's in the games and blah de blah about hobs, which are my favorite.
Fucking stolen children.
I fucking dude. Let's talk about hobs. Let's
Hobs
just
are
fuck off from what I was talking about.
They're a nice enemy.
They're great. They're
Like,
tiny little round white fuckers that steal kids. They
attack
literally
en
steal
masse,
kids.
like they're a well-designed enemy. They all look different.
Yeah, there's like
different classes of them. They'll come in on stilts.
Yeah. There's like 5 different kinds of fucking hobs, for example, and like each one is visually different to the point where you know exactly how it's going to behave.
Yeah, that was an entirely new enemy.
Yeah.
To the franchise, all of them basically were.
The stilts one, there was like the bomb one, there was the gun one, and then there was just like the normal ones. And it was fucking awesome. Like you get a hob mission and you're just like, fuck yeah, dude. I get to fucking slaughter hobs for the next hour. Save some children. So like that was like a super fucked up mission in Fable 1. Like this dude's like, my kid was kidnapped by hobs. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go save this kid.
I'm pretty sure it's Fable 2.
Really?
I think the hobs were only in Fable 2.
No. The hobs were 100% in Fable 1. 100%, without a doubt. Because when you, there's a defend the farm mission, and you're defending them against hobs. I know for a fact hobs are throughout all of Fable. And I'm pretty sure the mission I'm thinking of, because it's super fucked up. Like, Fable 2 was a lot lighter in content than Fable 1 was. Like, Fable 1 was fucking dark. There were some fucking dark-ass moments in Fable 1. And in Fable 1, there was this mission where this dad goes, hey, my kid was kidnapped by hobs. Can you please go save him? Oh, fuck, was that Fable 2?
I'm thinking that's the Hob Cave, like off
Hob
the
Cave.
beach.
Yeah. Are you looking it up right now on the wiki?
I'm looking at just hobs.
All right. Well, let me
continue. So there's the Hob Cave on Rook Ridge in Fable 2.
What about Fable 1?
They're in Greatwood and Darkwood, and there's a Hob Cave in Fable 1.
Look up missions. Is there missions tab?
Fable 2 Hob mission.
So the mission is you have to go through this cave. Oh, dude, I honestly think it might be Fable 2. I'm honestly thinking I might be thinking of Fable 2. But like you go in and you...
He's met there by Herman, who says that his son Joey is lost in the cave.
Yeah.
Fable 2.
Fable 2. Okay.
When you first get to the cave, he's right there.
Okay, so it is Fable 2. All right.
Yeah.
But Fable 1 is still pretty fucked up. Like, it's got some dark-ass moments in the game. But, so there's this mission in Fable 2. And you go into this cave, and you're trying to hunt. So hobs are, like, basically like little round marshmallow goblins. They're, I don't know. They're, like, They're like nothing ever that's ever been in a game before. They're like a very specific enemy to Fable. They're hobs. It's like goblins. They're basically like goblins, but they look a little bit different.
Short, stubby goblins.
Short, stubbly,
goblins.
marshmallow goblins. And so you go in and dude, oh God, this dad is like, oh my God, my kid, those are his shoes. And you keep going, you're like, oh fuck, dude, like I don't know if your kid's still alive.
And you'll like hear him scream.
Yeah, you can hear just like, like far away, and you're just like, oh dude, I don't know. And you get to the end, and his kid's a hob. So like, hobs, I don't know, they like turn children into other hobs.
Yeah,
dude,
it's one of the quotes in the loading screens.
Yeah,
it talks about the children being turned into hobs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just brutal, dude. Because the dad's like, no, my child. And I'm just like, oh, I couldn't save him, dude. Like it wasn't like a speed level. It was literally just like,
you know why you couldn't save him? Is because your
no
fucking dog led you to a treasure chest.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, it's not the dog's fault.
The dog led you to probably 3 dig spots.
Yeah, he did. He totally did.
And the
kid was
like being dragged off.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because in that cave, I think there's
like
that whole like little library
chests.
section. Like there's a small little section of like
books.
A bunch of books you can
There's
explore.
a bunch of books, and he's like, "Hey,
I
here's
spent
a
like
book."
at least 10 minutes just reading books while the fucking kid was being dragged off.
Oh, that is so fucked up.
Thanks for finding this.
Oh God. Oh no.
There's some good books too.
No, dude.
There's a lot of there's a whole The Hero of Oakvale is a book.
That's
which is
you.
A story.
That's literally
you from
the fucking
Fable 1.
Fable 1, and like they put it in the fucking game. It's so fucking cool. Oh God, I fucking.
There's a lot
that.
of comedy books.
Tons
there's a
of
book
comedy
on jokes.
books. So if you've ever seen anything by Monty Python,
I've seen almost everything by Monty.
Well, no, you, but I'm talking about my delicious fans.
Oh, I thought you were like asking me. I was
no,
like,
I know you've
that?
seen it. I've seen just about everything by Monty Python too. Dude, okay, anecdote, side story. You were the first person to show me Holy Grail by Monty Python.
We've watched it at my house on DVD.
Well, yeah, we watched it at your house. And it got to the Black Knight scene, and I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in my entire life. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was going to die. I was just like, dude, his arm just like, the blade touches the dude's arm, and it just falls right off. It's making me laugh, like, now. I mean, dude, I was like curled over on the floor, dying laughing, because that was just like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life up to that point. And my wife actually just recently showed me Life of Brian. Have you seen Life of Brian?
That's another great one, yeah.
Dude, that movie's fucking hilarious. Hilarious all the way through. I mean, like, there's that moment where he jumps off the tower and he gets picked up by aliens, and then the aliens crash, and then he leaves the spaceship, and they never talk about it again. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, did that really just happen? And she's like, yes, it did. And it just made me lose my shit. Like, I was just like, this is my humor. Is that sort of shit. And Fable, it had John Cleese. John Cleese was the butler in Fable 3. So they know exactly what they're pulling from. It is British humor through and through. I mean, but like really good British humor. Like not like the shitty British humor. Like it's like the Monty Python, like
just interactions like between characters. Is very reminiscent of Monty Python, like the two brothers that are reading.
The Normonomicon.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Just the way they talk to each other.
Yeah.
Is super.
Yes.
Super.
Or just British. like when you wear girls' clothes as a man, like bleh, and they just like quip on you, and you're just like, dude, that's like literally a scene from Monty Python, and it just makes you laugh your ass off. And it's like those moments that dig you deeper into Fable 2. And I think Fable 2, like you said earlier, it was the perfect balance of funny and serious and all the content the game had. I really do think Fable 2 is the best in this series, and I hope that if they are actually making another one, that they really look at Fable 2 and say, this was a fucking winner, and we need to fucking capture this lightning in the bottle again.
Yep. Whoever did the music, get them back. Whoever did voices, get them back.
The cutscenes were great. The voices were incredible. I mean, just like those little moments of people talking to you, or the loading screens were funny, or just like little side quests were hilarious. I mean, like the Normonomicon ones, like where I think that might be in Fable 3. I think it's in Fable 3, but you like go into a board game and you fuck around with those two dudes from the Normonomicon. Like, those guys are through the whole series. I don't know if they're in the first one. I know they're for sure in the second one. I think it's second and third one. The Normonomicon brothers are in the game.
Yeah, they'd be a little young in the first one.
Yeah. I think, they're definitely younger than you. And
like Lady Grey and Everybody's Dead.
Dude. Did you hook up with Lady Grey?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And has a dead body too.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Like marry her in the first one.
Yeah.
When she owns the Grey Mansion, and then in the second one, when the guy wants to bang her as a dead body, and there's that quest to bring Lady Grey back to life, put her back together as a zombie.
Whoa! I don't remember this. What is this?
You didn't
what are you
do
talking
that
about?
quest?
I don't remember this quest at all.
It's in the graveyard with the same demon door.
Really?
Yeah, you come back to it later, and there's a guy who is staying at the mansion. He's like the curator for it, and he's like, "Oh, I've fallen in love with pictures of the old lady of the manor."
What?
And you have to go dig up her fucking body part, put her together, and then you put her on a table like he zaps her like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And then he has a love potion made, and you can either give it to him, or you could take it, and you can bang zombie Lady Grey.
What? No, I didn't do that mission. I'm 99% sure I've never done that mission.
And then if you bang her, I'm pretty sure you get the mansion, or he gives you the mansion anyways.
What?
Yeah.
What? No, dude, I don't remember that at all. At all. That is wild. I mean, like, there you go, dude. There's so much shit going on in Fable 2. I haven't even fucking been a part of that quest. I swear.
Elvira Grey. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never done that. I don't think I've ever done that. That's wild. I didn't know that. That's fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. So what other what else you got? What else you got? Because like my last thing is like the end of the game, and you're gonna disagree with me on that too. Because fuck you. But what else you got written down?
I mean, not much else written down. Fuck you, Guildmaster. Glad he wasn't in. Teresa was a good replacement.
I didn't like
Rose,
Teresa.
Her name was Teresa, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like her. I liked the Guildmaster.
Much less annoying than hero. Your health is low.
Watch that. Try to get your combat multiplier even higher.
I loved all the weapon variation. Like there was, really expensive master versions of each weapon that you just had to save up for.
I think that Fable 1 had better weapons though. There was the katana, there was the spike, there was the fucking axe, hammer. Like I think that Fable 1 had the best weapon variety out of the entire series.
You had all of those, but then it was Obsidian version was the best one. And then you just wanted to get Obsidian version of
the katana.
But
Obsidian katana.
All it was different fighting styles. Katana was if you wanted to fight fast. Hammers if you wanted to fight slow.
Yeah.
I felt Fable 2 had a lot more variation. Like there was cleaver, there was longsword, there was the katana still.
Well, then maybe it was Fable 3 where they took out like all the good shit.
Probably.
And it was just
They
like
took out
swords,
a lot in Fable
hammers.
3, and I stopped playing it about an hour in.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
beat
got
that
to the
game
point where
twice.
you started to level up and you had to open chests to level up, and I was like, fuck this.
Oh, shit. I like that.
I quit right about there.
Really? I put 60 plus hours into Fable 3. I like that game. Because I beat the game, and then after I would just like run around and do fetch quests. I had I was playing this character where I would get married to women, get them pregnant, make them have the baby, and then kill them. And I just had like a ton of bastard kids.
Just a ton of orphan kids.
Yeah, it was brutal, dude. I was an edgy 14-year-old at that point. Yeah, fuck that, dude. That was good ass times. Holy shit. This is a big series. I would definitely say, holy shit. I would definitely say start with number 1.
Absolutely, you have to, because there's so many references to the first one.
Yeah, that, and I think like number 1 is
you can
like
play it as a standalone, but number 1 is just, it's such a good game, and like it'll give you so much appreciation for when they talk about, you know, what Bowerstone was like before there, because it existed as a location before that.
Yeah,
you visit the old guild. The guild is gone, the Heroes Guild, but you visit the ruins of it with Teresa, and she gives you the guild seal.
Yeah. And like the first mission in Fable 1 is like the Wasp Queen, and like that was like crazy. Like that was just like a crazy mission.
Everyone's going like to a picnic, and
dude, I just like I remember so much. Oh, and then like you beat like the Kraken or whatever, and then like it does like that artsy I actually had a Fable poster years ago. That was the scene right after you defeat the Kraken. It does like this painting of the event, and I had that painting as a poster. It was, oh god, it was so fucking awesome. Fable 1 was fucking great.
I remember a lot of people had the poster of him holding the seal, and it was like glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Poster.
I liked, oh god, like the Guildmaster, oh god, when he was like, oh, hero, your health is low, watch that. So that's what he said. He said, your hero, your health is low, watch that. For 10 years, I heard it as your health is low, what's that? And I was like, what is he referring to with the what's that thing? And then, like, literally within the last 5 years, I was like, somebody said, like, was quoting the line from the Guildmaster, and he was like, watch that. And I was like,
ding.
Duh. Like, he's not saying, what's that every fucking time. Like, it makes way more sense. But, like, my 12-year-old brain could not point that together. Like, put those two ends together. Fuck no. So let's talk about the final choice you have to make in Fable 2. So you meet up with the white-haired evil man on the top of a tower. I don't even remember what fucking tower it is.
Right.
And he tries to shoot you, and when he tries to shoot you, he shoots your dog because your dog saves you. So, fuck you for not liking the dog.
Oh yeah, just making me use another dog potion.
Fuck off. He actually dies. So, and then he gives you 3 choices. He's like, okay, I'm gonna give you 3 choices for the end of this. Like, I'm dead or whatever. I don't really remember the end of the game. He's like, you have 3 choices.
He's trying to make a wish. The whole point is he's been trying to make a wish.
To bring his, like, wife and kids back or whatever?
Right, and you get his wish.
Oh. Well, there you go. So you get... I don't remember that. It's been so long since I beat it.
He's trying to... Yeah, his wife and kids are dead.
Yeah.
He's trying to unlock the magic with... He needs, like, a hero's blood or
Blood.
something.
Yeah. All four heroes is blood. The
Right.
hero of all, and then yeah.
And so he's trying to get his fucking wish, but you're like, no, it's mine.
Nah. Fuck you. So you get 3 wishes. 1, tons of money. 2, save every single person who has died. Or 3, save your dog. Bring him back. So when I originally played the game, because I was 12 years old and I was a saint, was a good person back then. I'm not anymore. Those times are gone. I picked the save everyone choice. And nowadays, I am 100% certain I would pick the save the dog.
See, we were opposite. Now I will not choose the dog, but before, when I first played the game,
Yeah.
I was actually immersed and did care about the dog. It's just subsequent playthroughs, he seems annoying with the digging and the barking. I care for him
Fuck you.
much
That's what
less.
dogs do. You've owned cats for too long.
No, I've had dogs, and my dad trains dogs, and they don't need to bark so much, and they don't need to run off.
Dogs need to shut the fuck up.
Run off to dig up derelict treasure chests, and then get kicked in the chest by a bandit and start limping around. And then I can't move quickly because my dog is moving slowly, so I have to spend money to get dog potions.
All right. So what do you pick? Okay, so
Now
in your
I
first
probably
playthrough, though, you picked the dog?
Yeah, in my first playthrough,
Really?
I picked it to save my dog because, I wanted it immediately happened,
It
dog
did.
dying.
Yeah, it was
So it was
right
kind of
away.
fresh
It
in
was
my
like your
mind.
dog's dead.
I've been out of the Spire for so long, I didn't really give a shit about the people in it.
Right.
And then the money,
Do you already have $1 million?
even though I was doing a good playthrough, I still owned a lot of properties, and money wasn't even a problem.
No.
Your
That
your
is-
Xbox would be off, and you turn that on, and it would be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's been 3 days in game, and here's your $100,000.
Dude, okay, so you just brought that up. I totally forgot about that. But there was this system where any amount of money you were earning in game. So, like, if you own property every week in game, you would get money from the people that you were renting to. And one of the things that Fable 2 implemented was if you turn your Xbox off, it will basically pass time for you slower. It will be a slower rate, but you'll turn your Xbox back on, and it'll be like, hey, 2 weeks have passed, and here's $1 million. And it was just so sick. Like, you'd get in, and like $200,000 would just like go ba-doop on the side of your screen, and you'd be like, oh shit, I'm gonna buy some more property. And you just keep doing that. Like, that was like a super fun late game thing that you could do. And I wish there's a certain game that I'm hopefully going to be talking about soon with Mike. Like a game 10 years its senior did offline time passage, and this game didn't. And fuck that game for that. But it's going to be an episode, so I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, that was fun, and even just, it would give you a little pop-up every 5 minutes if you were playing the game of your properties making money.
Oh, I loved that.
And it'd start off slow.
Yeah.
You would start off buying like little caravans that only give you
a
5
food
gold
stand
every 5 minutes. Yeah, you'd only get a little scratch.
It'd be like
Then,
it'd be like 60
eventually,
gold.
it'll get to the point where every 5 minutes you're getting a bunch of zeros at the end of that.
So many zeros, like fucking Donald fucking Trump, dude. Just zeros rolling in because you own all of Bowerstone, all of Bloodstone, all of Oakvale, and it's just like cha-ching every 5 fucking minutes of just people owing you money. And one of the things, like we talked earlier about the morality system, where you can be good and evil, but people can also like and hate you. And if you there was an average rent per city So if you raised someone's rent higher than the average rent in the city, they wouldn't like you. And then if you had it lower than the average rent of that city, they would every 5 minutes they would like you because basically like they pay their bills and they're like, oh, this dude's fucking tight. He's not raping me every month or every week or whatever.
And it'd be charitable. It'd
be charitable.
Too.
So that was something that I really liked because you could be evil as fuck. Like you could have horns and flies cruising around you, but like you could be super liked because you're attractive and you don't charge people a bunch on their taxes.
And you play the lute real well.
Yeah, and you could just loot.
And you do the good Russian dancing.
Oh my god, dude. The loot. The loot would give you so much. Okay, so in Fable 3, they made it a job. And near the end of Fable 3, no spoilers, you had to stop a crisis. And to stop that crisis, you had to have a certain amount of money. So, like, a thing that you could do that they didn't explicitly say you could do, but you could kind of just, like, figure it out, and it's basically game breaking, is you could just play the lute and like people would pay you to play the lute, and then if you played it for like 30 minutes every time you jumped on, you'd be a billionaire and you could just like pay for the crisis and pick all of the good, like, let's make it an orphanage, not a factory type thing, and you just be liked, and everyone would live in the crisis. So, like, Fable has always been...
Oh, yeah, you were like the mayor, huh?
You're the king.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dumb.
Because you never got there. You never got there. Well, one of the things that Fable has always had an issue with is it's been fundamentally broken when it comes to money. In every single game, you can amass 1 million gold an hour into the game.
It's a point to, like, one of the last demon doors is he just wants like a bunch of money, right?
I don't remember that at all. I didn't ever unlock all of them. I unlocked the ones that I could.
No, it's the last property. It's just like $1 million.
Oh, the castle. Yeah. The dude's castle is
it's
like
just a
well
solid
over $1 million.
Rounded $1 million, and you're just supposed to buy it.
Yeah, and you can buy it, and then you can rent it to some rich fuck and get money on it, which is what I always did. Because, fuck it, I don't need to. You don't live anywhere. Like, what's the point of fucking living somewhere?
Yeah, and at that point in the game, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So
you take the gender potion, and then that's it.
I forgot about that. That was the DLC though. That was Not Whole Glade. That was a Not Whole Glade DLC potion. That didn't. No. Wait, one existed in the game.
The mansion.
Yeah, one of them existed in the game.
And then I think
there was one more
you could just
in
buy
Not Whole Glade. Yeah, and then you could like if you just got there and you were sick of being a dude, you could become a girl. So one of the things I don't like about all the Fable games is every main character looks autistic as fuck.
No, they don't look good. Even if you're
a girl. They look bad.
Especially if you're
bad.
A girl, like muscly. Like
oh my god. Just She-Hulk? Dude, yeah. Just bad. Like every character has always looked terrible. Because you age, like in the game, you age, and by the time you're done with the game, like if you look at your stats, you're like 85 years old, and you get like old tats and scars.
Anytime your health drops below like 50%, you get a scar.
Yeah.
If you're a will user, you'll start getting these glowing
tattoos. Yeah, and I'm like, man, if Playground Games makes a new Fable, just let me customize my character. And then just age it. And then just age it, but don't make me run around as like a sack of potatoes.
Don't make me be ugly.
Dude, you're always ugly.
My ugly life, like, please.
Like that's why like one of the reasons I could never play a girl in Fable 2 was because I knew she'd come out ugly as fuck. Because like I'm gonna be eating pies and shit. I'm gonna be fucking evil. But like if you're a dude, you just look like a retard. Well, you just look autistic or whatever. And you know, it's okay because like you're hidden by like your sweet horns or whatever. But like I feel like the girls are affected by it more because they're just like butt ugly. Just horrible looking. And I hope that, hey, Playground Games, fucking second shout out. Give me a fucking review.
Yeah, it's hard to, go through like the hair. That's girls like, 6 feet tall and like bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger and is like gray for being evil.
Yeah, dude. She's like 7 feet tall and like as thick as Shaq, and you're like trying to pick a hairstyle for her. Fuck no, dude. Like you could pick hairstyles, mustaches, clothes, dresses. You could dye them all, but it's like the girls always ended up looking like a man. So it's like, what's the point? You don't get to be the cute waifu you want to be.
Which is the point of playing the character.
Right. So I think every skill, strength, skill, and magic. It's not called magic. What is it called? Will affects your character in a different way. So if you upgrade your strength, it makes you buffer. If you upgrade your skill, it makes you taller. And if you upgrade your will, it gives you like super sick glowing tattoos, basically. So
if you wanted to upgrade your strength stats, because that's where health was.
Right.
So you're going to get beefy anyways.
So it doesn't matter. If you play a girl, she's going to be 7.5 feet tall and weigh 360 pounds of pure fucking rock solid muscle. And she's going to glow like a glow stick. She's going to glow like a glow stick. So I just play dudes, and I don't really ever play girls in games where you
just
can
try
genders.
to like make the outfit look good on the guy.
Yeah. I did a lot of like I would cross dress sometimes just because it's funny, like run around and like
the hot pants.
Yeah, the hot pants. Yeah, I was about to say like the short shorts, and then like do lady hair, and like everyone's just like, oh my god, like why are you dressed like that? And it's just like it's just a good time. And like that was one of the things that really affected me too, was when I was playing it was just like the characters, like the NPCs interact with you. They talk shit on you. It's mostly talking shit. They talk so much shit. Every fucking NPC in the game talks shit on you. If you are evil or if they don't like you, they will fucking tell you. And it was
got a stupid name.
Yeah, like Pie Master was what I always pay. Like, oh, chicken chaser, what do you do? Chase chickens. And then it's just like, fuck, I need to pick a new name.
Or if you're like fat and you're called Pie Master, I can see why they call you Pie Master.
Yeah, I can see why they call you Pie Master. How many pies have you eaten today? And it's just like, ugh! And then you get like the super edgy names like Blade. I mean, when I was 12
what I liked is if you like don't earn those and just buy one of the super edgy ones, they'll be like, why do they call you that then?
Why do you call you Blade? Why do they call you that then? There's so many good audio lines. Like one of the audio lines I'll always remember from Fable 1 is, "Are you just gonna stand there like a lemon?" And I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? But literally, that line has stuck with me to today. And like the first time I played it was like 20 years ago or whatever. And I'm just like, this game has a lasting effect on you. I mean, if you like that kind of humor, you have to go into it knowing, I don't know, it's not slapstick humor. It's British humor. It's straight up just like made by British people. And so like it's British humor. So if you don't like that, you won't get it. Like the point of like flipping people off and I'm going, oh my God, he's flipped the bird. And it's just like, just like it's just funny as fuck. But it's like if you're not into that, you won't be into it. And I think the humor is one of the best reasons to get into this game. The moral choices are fucking rad. The customization is fucking rad. But the humor is, I think, what will keep you coming back. Because the loading screens are funny. The NPCs are funny. The side quests are funny. I mean, everybody you meet has something shitty to say to you. The gargoyles are funny. The gnomes. Weren't there gnomes? There were gnomes too, right?
Not sure about gnomes.
Look up the gnomes. It was either in Fable 3 or it was Fable 2. Because I know about the gargoyles, but I'm pretty sure in Fable 2 there were fucking gnomes too.
Fable 3 was gnomes.
Son of a bitch, dude. See, my shit's all fucked up.
That's why I don't know anything about gnomes.
Because the games feel very similar. Like, not in a bad way, but it's like you feel like you're playing Fable when you turn on any Fable game. Like, if you play Fable 1, 2, or 3, not the weird Connect one. I haven't played that one. But I bet that one doesn't feel very good. But like the normal ones, it feels like you're playing a Fable game. And you know what you're getting into when you play a Fable game. And I just love it. I think Fable will always be, and Fable 2 specifically, because it's just so good, will be one of those timeless games.
Yeah, I think so. I think you could always just go back to it. Can definitely act as a standalone game.
And you can just do anything. Like, oh, I'm going to log on Fable, play some Fortune's Tower, and then get off. Or I'm going to go hang out in Bowerstone. And, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but, like, when I played these games, I felt like I just enjoyed spending time in the locations in the game. And I don't think I've ever felt that way in a game before because it really felt alive. Like, if you just stood in the town square, it would go day, night, day, night, day, night, and people would walk around, they would talk, and I honestly think that was, like, the first game that ever did that for me. And, like, I can just turn on Fable 2 right now and just go to Bowerstone, go into the bar, play some spinner box, or I think it was actually the Arkstone.
Yeah, I don't remember which one's in Bowerstone.
I think it was the Arkstone one.
Keystone.
And then it would the bartending thing would pop up, and I would do that for an hour, and then I would go and do the blacksmithing.
Time passing as you're doing that stuff. Like
it does.
If you did blacksmithing, you could just sit and blacksmith, and you'd hear the town crier announce the time.
Shops are now closing.
People, like, come around and talk to each other.
Yeah, you could hear the commotion of the street around you as you do the mini games, especially the blacksmithing one. I think the bartending one was fun because if you just want to hear like bar talk, and you do, like, you hear the NPCs, like there's like, I don't know, 20 different voice lines or whatever that just occur while you're doing it.
And you'll hear the musician there.
Yeah, and it sucked you in, and I honestly, there haven't been very many games that have done that like that game. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of customizing like your character and like creating a character. So like Dragon's Dogma has some of the best character customization that's ever been in the game, and like Black Desert is even better. And I haven't played it, but I've just seen the character customization. If Fable had character customization, like I don't know if I'd play any other game. Like, if they kept the attitude and the way that those games really suck you in with, like, the mini games and the people walking around and how your morality and renown affect everyone around you. Like, Skyrim did it a little bit. So, like, if you are good at illusion, they're like, oh, don't cast a spell on me. And it's like, yeah, that makes you feel cool. You're like, oh shit, yeah, like I have like 95 illusion, rad. You know, it's cool that
they did
people
that back in Oblivion. Like, if you had a really high, what was this? The
Conjuration
undead spells.
Conjuration.
Yeah, conjuration. If you had really had conjuration, they'd be like, smell of death.
Yeah, you smell of
dead stuff.
Yeah, and
it'd be fun if you had really high strength, if people were talking about it, like in Fable.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, you're so fucking huge.
Like, oh, look at that tall bitch.
Yeah, And it was like, dude, Fable came out before Oblivion. I'm pretty sure. Fable 2 at least, I think. It was close, but I think that Fable 2 did it even better. I mean, it was just like every time you walked around, someone was talking shit at you. It was awesome. And you could interact with the people, and you could do the emote like directly to someone. So you could marry and have. We mentioned having kids, but you could like woo people. You could woo people in Fable, and it was just the most like retarded thing. Like it was like this person likes funny things. So if you just like do the fart emote like 6 times in front of this person, they're like, I'm gonna marry that guy. Like. That's the most beautiful person I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, you just like they get tired of the same one, so you'd be like, I'll give them a thumbs up here and there. I'll do the dancing. They like that.
Yeah, and then like you, and right after you do it, it will show it above their head like how much they liked or disliked that. And I loved it. I would just like go into town, play loot, attract people, get money, do the fart emote, shit my pants. Okay, so you could fail emotes, and the funniest one to fail was the farting one. So it would like charge up, right, and like the bar that you're trying to land it in. So like it goes from like red, yellow, green. And it gets smaller and smaller, and this little ball bounces back and forth, and you have to get the little ball into the color. And the longer you hold it, the better the reaction will be if you succeed. But if you fail, it's awesome. So like one of the best ones for me that I would just like fail on something just popped up on my computer. That was fucking weird. One of the things that I would just fail just for fun was the farting one, because if you failed it, you shit your pants. You're just like, he's just like, oh, and everyone's just like, oh no, like everyone just
completely
like knows.
Disgusted.
Everyone is just disgusted with you. Like it's not funny because you shit your pants, and I would just fail it because it's just fucking hilarious to see, and everyone's just like, oh, disgusting, and they're just like walking away.
There's one that was just like an arm pump, which would be like impossible to fail. But if you do, he'll like get like an arm cramp in midair and just be like, ah.
There was, there was just so many emotes. Like, dude, there was like yell at people, curse at people, flip people off, fart, burp.
Oh yeah, if you were mean enough, one of them was just straight up profanity.
Yeah, fuck you. Like it was like.
It was like how in cartoons will they have like an exclamation
an at
point
sign,
and
exclamation
a pound
point,
sign.
question mark.
Yeah, to censor it. That was the symbol for that emote.
Yeah, it was like a pound sign or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was like growling at people. Like you could just like growl at people, and then like if you succeeded, he would go, "Rah! Rah!" And they'd like run away because like you scared them. And it was just like those little things where it's like you could personally interact with every single NPC in the game. Anyone you saw, you could lock onto them, and you could basically converse with them. And sometimes they'd have like a gift. Like if you made them like you enough, they would give you a gift. So it's like you read what they like, because you can like go further into what they like. And like, oh, this person likes comedy and they hate music. So like you wouldn't play the lute, or you wouldn't whistle, or you wouldn't blah blah blah. And then you would just do fart noises and like the armpit fart. And then he'd be like, dude, that was fucking sick. Here's an emerald. And it's just like cool, just like another little thing you can do in Fable that just sucks you in.
Having a lot of those to do was good, because there was statues that you could get erected in the towns. There was like a statue.
Oh yeah, there was a whole side quest. Every town.
Any of the emotes that were like one of the charge up, if you hold that and hold it perfectly and release it perfectly, that's what the statue is in.
Yeah.
So like you can have an arm pump statue,
and then like it's like you
could have one of you farting,
like Tron or whatever, like looking hella heroic. Or you could do like the fart one, and then if you fail it, the statue is you
have a statue of you
shitting your pants,
right? Yeah.
forever. Like, that's what the statue is. And the person goes, well, that was horrible. I guess I'll just make that a statue. And then you come back like one story mission later, and there's like a statue of you shitting your pants in the middle of the town. It's so good. Because it was really like you had to succeed because they made you charge it up to the very hardest
to hold
point.
the pose while she's doing the statue. She's carving the statue.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds of hold the pose, which is like the maximum amount that you can hold, like that you hold it to where it becomes the most difficult to succeed. And then she's like, okay, I'm ready. Do it. And then like you can either succeed or fail. And if you succeed, you get the good statue. If you fail, you get the shit your pants statue. And it's awesome because that's like another one of the ways that Fable 2 shows you that what you do affects your world. If you took the mission on, there's potential for you to get statues. If you fuck up the pose, forever people will see you shitting your pants. And it's just hilarious. Like, this game is so fucking funny. I maybe fart humor is immature, but I am 29 years old. No, I'm fucking not 29 years old.
Wow, you aged real quickly there.
No, I'm fucking in my 20s, and seriously, man, like a good fart joke, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a big fan of like slapstick humor.
You can choose when to do the fart joke. It's your fart joke.
It is your fart joke, so it's like
none of the other characters are doing the fart joke.
No. So yeah, it is exactly like I'm doing a fart joke right now, and you go into a town and you fart in front of 30 people and you shit your pants, and it's hilarious. Like it'll make you laugh every time if you're into that, and I am. So that's like one of the things that like just won me over. I mean, it's just funny. The game is timelessly funny, just like Monty Python is. Like if you're into that. And it's one of the things that will always bring me back. And I hope that Playground captures that feeling when they make the new one. I really do. Because the games are hilarious. Like in the first one, there's chicken kickin', sir. And you do chicken kicking. You kick chickens on like a board and you try and score points.
Yeah, it's a contest.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. It's funny. Like the Temple of Scorn, where it's like it's a bunch of like overly evil dudes, and it's like, hey, do something super evil in front of me. And you just eat like 5 baby chickens. That's in Fable 2. And like if you just eat 5 baby chickens, he's just like, oh god, oh, that's horrible. Like, oh, just you're so evil. Like, just come in here. Like, I've never seen someone just bite the heads off baby chickens before. And like you can watch him progressively get more disturbed, and it's just like it's hilarious. Like the reactions, the writing in this game is timeless. It's fantastic. That's why it still stands up today.
Yeah, we can definitely spend ages just gushing over this game.
I
think we're looping back to stuff we were talking about before, though.
We are. I mean, I can just go into the gravestones or go into the books. I mean, it's just... I think if you are someone who has maybe looked at Fable and said, I'm not really into the whole RPG thing, I think if you have an ounce of funny bone in you, you should give the game a chance, because I think at least once it will make you laugh, like, and genuinely laugh, because we haven't covered all the funny little things you can find in the game. Like, dude, fucking a corpse, that's funny. I mean, I didn't even know that existed. Like, I'm going to have to replay it so that I can fuck Lady Ray again. I mean, that's just like, you make a woman into Lady Frankenstein and then like a dude has sex with her. Like, that is some fucking...
And you can choose to cuck him as like...
Yeah, you can like cuck a dude over a dead chick. Like, that's dark. And it's funny. and it's like situational humor. And if you really want to play a funny, like another funny game is like Overlord. Did you ever play Overlord?
No, I did
The
not.
game with like the little minions that run around.
No. Well, I think you showed me that where you
Like control the little guys. I think you'd like that game because it's a British game. It has the same sort of humor. It came around the same time as like Fable 2. So it's kind of like that, and you're like a good and evil. It's good. It's really good. You should play it. But like those funny games, the games that like set out to be like, we're gonna make like a funny game, and like that was their focus. They stand up because that's what they were going for. It wasn't just like we're gonna have some jokes, and then the jokes like don't land because we're trying to like lighten up the mood. This game set out to go, we're going to have a bunch of fucking jokes and a bunch of fucking humor in this game, and you're going to laugh your ass off. And I just loved it. And I think that if you like humor and you like video games, give it a shot. That's all I got to say. You got any closing remarks, Quinton? That was my closing remark.
Yeah. Replayability wise, if you want a game that you can pick up, beat, and then play it again completely differently, other end of the spectrum, doing all of the choices completely opposite evil, it'll give you a whole new experience. And I played this game quite a few times. I've played it, tried a couple games as a girl, tried a couple games as a guy, tried a couple games good, tried a couple games bad. I love this game.
And that's the thing too, is like there's at least one entire extra playthrough in it for you. So you're getting 2 games. So
at least you have a good and a bad.
Yeah,
always.
At least. So you at least get 2 whole playthroughs out of this now $10 fucking game. And that's awesome. And in one playthrough takes you 30 plus hours because you're gonna dick off. You're gonna buy
do all
houses.
the side quests.
You're gonna do side quests. You're gonna
spend an hour blacksmithing, an hour trying to befriend a whole bunch of people in the town.
Yeah. I mean, at least you'll probably get like 60 hours out of this game total, at least, if you just do 2 playthroughs. I mean, like 1 good, 1 bad. That's like 60 hours. And because I'm a big fan of just dicking off, so that game has it in spades. I mean, there's so much gambling, like I literally couldn't stop myself from playing gambling. But I mean, my Final Fantasy X episode, I dedicated like 20 minutes to talking about Blitzball. I just like mini games. I'm a huge fan
because that's all you did playing that game.
Yes,
come in and you're just playing Blitzball.
I love Blitzball.
I'd leave and you're playing Blitzball.
Dude, I mentioned you in the Final Fantasy X one because I was like, dude, me and you used to live together, and I would just sit and play Blitzball, and me and you would just like bullshit for like hours because I would just sit and do Blitzball all night. I mean, but that's me. I'm a big fan of mini games in games. I think that's why like Mario Party is so good because the mini games are just so good. I mean, Fable is so good because the gambling and the jobs are so good. Honestly, just give the game a shot. If you want to play a game and you've never played it, or maybe you have played it, hopefully we can get you to play it again.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. I mean, you're not going to have a bad time. It's super simple. I mean, someone who doesn't play video games...
start off slow, easy to get into.
No, it starts off right away. The game is fucking...
combat is, again, it's 3 buttons.
Yeah.
But you can get good at the timing and get really good at the combat. Or you can keep it simple and just tap buttons.
Just tap buttons.
It'll all work.
And that's the thing, right? Is like there's no barrier for entry. It is just, I want to play a game and I want to just lose time. And it's this game. This game can be that for you. Because the combat, simple. It's 3 buttons. And you can play it any way you want. I've beaten the entire game only using guns. I've beaten the entire game only using magic. And, I mean, that's just more ways you can play the game. But, I mean, they give you 3 ways to play. 2 different fucking moralities, tons of side quests, tons of extra bullshit that aren't side quests that you can do and just get lost in, like decorating houses and buying furniture and selling stuff and property management, which, oh God, I love the property management. I loved the property management. I've always been a big fan of that. And all of them. I loved buying houses. I just like being a magnate. I like being the king of the land and owning everybody's houses. Big fan of that. So yeah, play it. I think that's it. I got nothing else to say. I still have no idea how to
signing off. That's how we're out of here.
Yeah, I have no idea how to end these podcasts.
So this timestamp, Nick, cut it now.
Cut it and stopped.